Namaskaram everyone. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. So today we'll be exploring how sports is getting revolutionized with XR and how it has been a game changer for the sports industry. And we have a really special guest, which is Mr. Nakul Kumar, who is going to offer us a glimpse into the future of sports industry. He's the founder of High Class VR. He's passionate about gaming, sports, and technology. This passion made him start this VR entertainment business, which is High Class VR, which is a VR arcade with multiplayer entertainment. So I'll just let him introduce himself and speak more on what high class VR is and what it does.
Hello, Namaskar. So it's an honor to speak on this transformative topic, which is the role of XR in enhancing training and spectating. It's going to play a very major role when be it entertainment or be it education or be it anything. I mean, XR is going to have a very important role in many things of the world because we have seen that this is what the trend has been. Like if we talk about the age of internet, I mean, initially it used to be the access of the internet used to be with very few people only. But as time passes by, technology evolved, and now we see that it's impossible for one to have internet, right, or mobile phone. So just like that, a transition is going to happen, but it's going to take its time. Initially, it's like a learning stage for people. Not many people have access to Excel, but as time is passing by and many companies are getting into it, we see like for the sake of example, I mean even like your company AjnaLens, I mean you two are creating a VR headset, very premium one. Uh, so now coming to this topic of XR, the way it's going to shape. The role it's going to play or how it can help trainers and sportsmen. So, I mean, uh, there are many things to start off actually. So, one is that player can get to play in a simulated environment. I mean, which they are going to play in the real world. I mean, just like the same environment can be simulated, and their performance, their decision taking skills can be improved. They will get to play in those uh, you can say pressure like situation conditions. Then there are data talking for coaches. Yeah, I mean they can get a lot of insight how one is playing, and they can collect data based on that, and afterwards they can make a strategy based on those data. So there are many things in which uh, this can be used by coaches, or you can say by players.
So let's also talk about how are athletes and coaches using XR tech to improve performance and training techniques of the athletes.
Yeah. So, like when I said it's the decision making. I mean, a simulated environment can be made. I mean, just like let's say I'm playing a final against Pakistan. It's a pressure situation, right? I mean, it's a final match. That same environment can be a game can be made. A simulated game can be made in which they have to play. They have to do the similar task. So that mental toughness. Firstly, it's the mental toughness. I mean, which is the most important thing, which can be improved, which is a big thing. uh, the second is uh, they're going to do mistake, right? In that, and that details not talking coming to data thing. Like coaches can collect data that what are the mistakes they are doing during their practice session, and based on that data, the team will sit around. They will make strategies based on those things which they are doing wrong. Uh, and there are many other use cases as well. Let's say I mean a coach is say, a coach is sitting in a different location, and let's say player is sitting in a different location. You see, I mean it's almost impossible to coach someone, right? So this is again one very good use case of this technology. They can coach many people. I mean, there are physical barriers. Basically, this is what virtual reality does, right? It removes physical barrier. A coach is sitting here at his hometown, and players are sitting somewhere in different part of the city. I mean, he can coach 1,000 people, right? It removes physical barrier which are there. Like there's a physical barrier. I mean, with physicalities there are barriers, but with virtual reality there are no barriers. I mean, uh, right now a coach, let's say a coach is having has a good skill, but he doesn't have a good infrastructure or good money to spend on a good infrastructure, physical like stadium or thing to coach people. But if he has presence on in digital market there, digital world out there, he can coach thousands of people. He can there can be courses on there are virtual experiences. So there are many things. I mean, there is a limitless uh, things which can be done.
Let's also now dive into how XR is, enhancing the way we experience the sports. And as you know, like sports, especially cricket, is like a religion in India. And I also remember during World Cup, we were like watching the match inside our headsets. So that was a really different immersive experience. So how is it like going to enhance the way that we experience sports?
Yeah, it's going to take entertainment to the next level. I mean, like currently, while if let's say if we're watching a game on the TV, it's like we're a passive observer. Like we're not doing much. But when we get to experience this in virtual reality, and then there are uh, interactive elements, so you just don't watch. I mean, you feel things. I mean, there are interactive environments. You engage more with the sports. It's very it's a great thing for views. Like I myself, like I'm a big fan of like Roger Federer. I would have loved to see him play and have that experience in VR. Uh, that's one of our dreams. So yeah, I mean, see, one can have a front row seat. I mean, while watching a game, which again, I mean, it removes physical barrier. I mean, it's like you are more connected with the game, more connected with the game. You're just not a viewer. You connect more with the game. You feel it, the intensity, and then, like I said, that there can be interactive elements that which can push on. I mean, giving the stats on, taking it to next level.
So how does VR allows athletes to practice in such real? How is it like going to create such realistic scenarios for athletes to practice in like high pressure scenarios, because they are going to face such situations on field, on ground. So how does VR trains them?
Yeah, it's a 360-degree environment. I mean, let's say, I mean, you create an experience that you have to make 21 runs in 1 hour. And for the sake of example, let me take the example of IB Cricket. I mean, that's another uh, a great company from India who is doing great things. I mean, their cricket game it's amazing. I mean, recently we partnered with them and we have that game at our arcade. So uh, it give you a very lively experience. I mean, it's like as if you're playing a real cricket. I mean, the barrier between the real world and the virtual reality is becoming thinner and thinner. And as a technology and software technology, hardware and the software both ways. I mean, we are evolving. It's becoming very thinner. So, be it, or be it any other sport. I mean, a very simulated experience or a game, I mean, can be created, and we already have it like IB cricket, and there are already good games out there. If when they will be playing, they will be playing like that as if they are playing in the real world. So they will be doing things like they will proper cricketing shot. They'll making full shot, and then they can practice it. As I said earlier, that it removes physical barrier. I mean, you can play in the night as well. Let's say, I mean. So it does a lot of things. I mean, there's no physical barrier, right? You can practice at any time. Like coaches can coach their students anytime. I mean, there are physical barrier. Like let's say if I'm for some sake I have to practice in the night and I do job in the day, and due to lights and all the light won't be there. But this can be done in virtual reality. Like let's say there is a group or there is a community in which who has time to do this thing in the night only. So in virtual reality, this can be done. I mean, they can practice whenever they want, wherever they want. There are no physical barriers. I mean, they can create any simulated experience, whatever they want, anytime. Uh, Players don't have any limit. No one has. It's like a limitless world where you can do whatever you feel like, and you can. You will be doing mistakes, and that's what you want. You want to collect data of those mistakes, and then a team will sit. I mean, that's how it goes. That's how in cricket or in every other sport goes. I mean, a team. There is a discussion in the team for an hour. They have the discussion where then they analyze their performance and what wrong things they did and what. So now, I mean, they don't have to do a mistake in the real game to learn things. They can do that in the virtual reality. So this is a very big thing, right? I mean, right now, I mean, they will be learning things when they will be doing something wrong while playing in the live match, right, in front of the whole crowd. But now they can play a match in the virtual reality, uh, then they can analyze their performance at what wrong thing they do, and then they can improve on that. So it's going to basically for the customer, what it's going to do in all is it's going to take the skills to the next level. The long practicality, if we talk about in 1970 or 80s, I mean, in a 50 to 60 over a match, there used to be a total of like 180, 250. I mean, that was considered to be a good total. But as time evolved, I mean, players got more serious about their training. Uh, no, that's not to the fact to the old players that they don't use train much, but as more and more cricket started happening, and we see that now even a score of 300 to 400 is considered a standard score. I mean, even that is achievable. There are all sort of different shots. So I mean, evolution was there in terms of we have to uh, accept this that they have. I mean, the creating shots. All in all, the sportsmen have uh, increased their skills more. With virtual reality, they will be able to improve it even more, and with that, a good match will happen. So even the viewers, the spectators like us, they will get to see good a match, and they will be enjoying more. That's all we want. A tough competition. I mean, a good.
Yeah. You also mentioned about performance data, so also want to know how again XR is how is it helping in collecting and analyzing the data of the performance of the athletes, so that it kind of gives them feedback to the athletes how they performed, where do they need to improve, and all of that statistics.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I guess it will better explain. For example, let's say I'm a batsman and I want to practice full shots. So there in a cricket game, you can have uh, an environment set up wherein you will be playing only full shots. So you'll be playing the shots and then you will be missing something. Then once you're done with the training, you can see that and that where exactly you were lacking, what was the timing, what all the things you were doing wrong, and then you can learn those things and then you can try it again. So this is just the one thing. Like so, like this, I mean, they can improve on all the things. I mean, whatever in which they're lacking or whatever they want to do.
Also, how what are like the real life examples of athletes or their trainers using this XR for training and all of that. So and also, how are the sports governing bodies going to like embrace this new technology into sports?
Yeah, it's going to be great for everyone. I mean, uh, for spectators, for like governing bodies, like let's say ICC or like BCCI. I mean, they can have an application, a, a software, a game on Play Store in virtual reality, wherein people like us can see the game instead of just seeing on the TV. They can make a 3D like experience with interactive elements in there. So more people will This will drive more traffic to the sports because they will get to engage more with the sports. It's going to be more entertaining. For the uh, training part, uh, like I said, that I mean, there are limitless opportunities for everyone. So a trainer can train many number of people. There won't be any physical barrier that, let's say, if he wants to, he can have his knowledge, or I mean, so he can have his application there in virtual reality, wherein people can try things like in a metaverse. He can go live with them in virtual reality. It's going to be like as if they are together only. It's not going to be like a video release on the YouTube. I mean, they can go live in virtual reality. There's going to be avatars, and with recently we with I think yeah, just some time back only, Oculus had this photorealistic image. So it's going to be the exact image, avatars of the uh, uh, same avatars will be made. So they will be connecting over there, and with the controllers in the hand, you will be interacting with the world. It's not going to be like a movie. So it's going to be a interactive. Is the thing like all these things. I mean, there used to be virtual reality in the past. I mean, VR, but these are the interactive elements. So this is a very important thing that we interact. We can interact with with the digital world. I mean, so interactively, I mean, a coach can guide his students that what all things needs to be done. Like there are no physical barrier, he can teach more people, and while teaching, he can show them on the screen that and experiences are there. That what are all the things they were doing wrong. This is how things needs to be done. So this basically will remove. If the same setup needs to be replicated in the physical world, it will require a lot of investment, a lot of money. So basically, what virtual reality is going to do is it's going to be a lot of it's very handy in terms of the money case wise as well. It will uh, make things more affordable because the same environment or the same thing if needs to be replicated in the physical world, it will require a lot of money. But the same thing in virtual reality uh, can be done for a very good price. So this also is a very good use case of this technology, this field.
So have those sports authorities, how has they like already started using this technology, or are they thinking about it? So
Uh,
what is it?
Yeah, so this is the thing. This is the tricky part that we are at learning stage. I mean, if we talk about our VR entertainment businesses, where we are still like educating people about this new form of entertainment. There are still many people. In fact, I think more than 50% of the people in India still uh, they are not much familiar with this new technology and things it has to offer. We still think this has a some like a fishy kind of a thing that they don't know the complete the, the power the power this technology has got, the things which it can deliver. So this is awareness campaign need to be there. I mean, which can be done by the government entities, by the private entities. So this there is a very I mean a lot of work has to be done in order to achieve that. In order to make this a mainstream, a lot of work needs to be done because we are still at a learning stage. We have just started with this thing. So a lot of education is required, a lot of learning is required, and more and more startups like you, like us, are required, and same thing needs to be educated to the people. Then only it's going to become mainstream. But like I said, that India is developing at a very fast rate. I mean, we are now the third largest economy in the world, third, fourth, and uh, as the stats are shown by the economists, it's going to be all good for India in the coming years. So we are going to grow at a good pace, which is a very good sign because people will be spending more. They will be more eager to learn new things, uh, which is the environment which we require to uh, educate people. So it's positive. We are uh, it's a learning stage for many people, as economy is a well, there's a that a very good Indian economy is growing at a very good pace. So I think it's going to be all good in the future, and more companies will be seen.
So as you have been working in this space since very long, so have you like observed any resistance from you can say athletes or coaching staff in adopting XR technologies?
No, because once the thing is that it can be the case that someone might not have experienced this technology ever, or they are not familiar with this. But if they are familiar with this, then I don't think there is any reason that they won't go for it. It's just about the learning part. If they are aware of the technology, then when talking about specifically talk about myself, then yeah, it's been linked on. Either they don't know about the technology, anything, and if they know about it, then they want to use it more and more, and they are open for learning. And I don't see any resistance or a resilience from them that they don't want to go for it.
Are there like any other implement like limitations or considerations that are there while like using XR for sports?
See, I mean, you're talking about the negative impacts or something which needs to be considered before using this, or I mean, some serious thing which one should uh, consider. So that is like that's like it is with any technology or with anything in the world. Like an excessive use of any thing is not good, right? I mean, over relying on this technology and then not doing much in the physical world, that again is going to hamper, right? So a proper balance should be there between uh, the digital and the practical world. Uh, there are limits which we should be aware of, and then there are some other things as well, like privacy issues are there, like in terms of the data, which should be properly taken care of, because as the technology grows, then now we see that we even have cyber police, right? Because there are online thefts which happens. So there are going to be uh, a negative impacts of this thing uh, in terms of crimes as well, online things as well. So that too need to be taken care of.
Are there any like scalability issues while trying to scale this, which is still a really new thing to the viewers? Like, how are they going to embrace this technology?
See, one is the cost. I mean, the affordability of the hardware and the software, which is the most important thing. That mm, it's quite obvious that right now we are at the learning stage where it's the beginning. So even the hardware are costly, right? And so is the case with the softwares as well. So as the time passes by, it's going to get cheaper. We are going to get good performance at a good price. So then more and more people will be able to use it, and that's how it will go. I mean, eventually, because there are no physical barriers with virtual reality. So eventually, and there are limitless opportunities for everyone in every field, be it education, be it entertainment, be it training, or be it any other thing. I mean, because a similar experience can be made, right? So there are no limits. So just like mobile phones, like uh, you will hardly see anyone with a mobile phone, right? I mean, this is like a thing which needs to be there. One can't live without. So it's going to be very same with the virtual reality as well, because it's not just restricted, or it's not just defined to one specific domain only. It's virtual, so it doesn't have any limit. So I mean, it's limitless. So I don't see, I mean, anyone not using this, because whatever thing we do in life, I mean, it's going to enhance that thing even more. You will have a more enhanced experience in that virtual reality. So whatever you're feeling in the world, I mean, that enhanced experience, if you can feel somewhere, then why won't someone go for that? I guess. So it's for everyone. I would like to see everyone using this technology, and it's totally scalable. And it's just that it's going to take time.
Yeah, so also, how do sports organizations, like, how are they going to seamlessly integrate the XR technologies with their current existing systems, especially those who might be only familiar with the traditional methods?
Again, I mean, those entities needs to be educated. Like the people from the XR community, they need to educate them that this technology is uh, going to save money for them. It's a money saver. This technology, I mean, they can educate, they can train more people with this. It, like it's a virtual reality, it doesn't have a physical barrier. Initially, if someone has a space in a space of like 1,000 square feet, I have a limit, right? At how many people I can train. There is a time limit. There is a physical physical limit. Like I mean, how many people can play in that specific 1 hour? But in virtual reality, I mean, if they transform from that to this digital realm, there are no barriers. They will be able to communicate with more people. That's what internet did, right? I mean, and initially when we were at a mobile phone stage, not much internet, we can just call people, right? It was a connection of just two people, right? Or conference call 7 or 8. Then we moved on to internet stage, and we can connect with many people online here, chatting sites and all that. I mean, more connection, more people. With virtual reality, it's going to be more connected people, but then with controllers in, you will be even interacting with those environments. So it's next level. It's like a limitless opportunity, limitless things, and you can do whatever you want to.
I also want to know how what does goes into the research part. So you might have done your research and everything before making those VR experiences. So do you need to like sit with and talk with athletes or coaches to understand their needs, what they need, and then according to that make any VR experience?
Yeah, so actually, currently, we don't make our own games and experiences. We are in touch with the game developers around the world. We license games from them, uh, from US and all. But talking about, let's for the sake of example, let what someone requirement of the uh, people of the training sports, the same can be done. I mean, we haven't done that because we are not in touch with. The thing is that the people from those community are not much familiar with this technology. So not many people have approached us for this thing, and we are like more into entertainment business only. So it's like because in virtual reality, I mean, mm, there is a limitless opportunity for everybody, and every domain then has a subdomain. Like in every domain, let's for the sake of example, in this uh, sports training domain only. I mean, there are too many things which can be done. So a proper organization are there. I mean, companies are there who are catering to these services because it's a big domain. It's not something which uh, can be catered by can be catered along with some other services as well, like entertainment services. It's altogether different domain because many things can be done there, like experiences can be made. How to play a pull shot at 140 speed or 150 speed. There are many learnings which are there. I mean, uh, and then how to use that data. Those things can be done for any sports. Uh, so it's just about the awareness right now that not many people in India are aware of this. We need to make more and more people aware of this technology and what are all the good things it has to offer. Uh, as there are no physical barriers with virtual reality, so if there is something difficulty which they are facing in doing it in the practical world, that can be done through virtual reality. If let's say let's for the sake of example, let's say there is specific condition which they want to have in a day time to educate the trainer, the students. So that can be made in virtual reality and they can use it anytime. So there are many things which can be done, and the data which they can use to improve.
So all right. So do you have any like last thoughts, or what do you think as this technology, this XR and sports, all of this is really new. But still, do you think how it's gonna go moving forward? Any future of it? How do you think it's gonna go?
So, see, I mean, there are many things which are related. I mean, when we like live in this world, right? There are, I mean, international issues, how economy as a whole of the world is going. Because right now, if we talk about current times, there are few countries in Europe where recession is sort of things are there. It's predicted that they're going to progress at a very slow rate in the coming 1 or 2 years. The war between Russia and Ukraine, and then this current ongoing conflict between Gaza and Israel, things like these are there, which has a very important say in how things progress, right? Because now talking about India, like if we go by the stats, we are progressing at a rate of 7. So it's going to be a very decent years moving forward, upcoming 3 to 4 years. Let's say uh, we are going to yeah, grow at a very good space. So I think more and more people will be eager to learn this technology, and there are no downsides of it. It has a huge potential for everyone. I mean, there's just not one specific field that it's catering to, like education, entertainment, learning, lots of things. So they should embrace this technology. There is no reason that there should be any resilience from any organization or any company. It should not be there. I mean, there are no reason to talk about it. I mean, any developed mind will obviously go for it. So it's going to change the world for sure. I mean, it's just about the speed at what's going to be the speed of that. I mean, yeah, if I mean, I would love to see many people getting familiar with this technology as soon as possible.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we can end with the episode here.
And
So
thank
just wanted to say thank you to you for joining us here and just providing your insights and your knowledge here with everyone. So yeah, namaskaram.
thank you. Yep, Anushka, thank you for inviting.